in Texas, look behind you, 'cause that's where the Rangers gonna be.
Third term.
Well, the rain really coming down now as we start the third. Heppel, Douglas, both tried their best. Right, surely slung.
And these are the sort of things in wet conditions you can't afford, Hutto. Just silly free kicks. It just gives the opposition too much of an advantage. You've got to really minimise them.
That was terrific work by Walker. He was up and running straight away.
But we haven't seen it, Hutto, have we? That's the first time we've seen him on the long lead, taking hold of a long kick.
And he arrived at just the right moment. So Taylor Walker now needs to go back and convert.
Well, he had to push high in the first half, didn't he, Jared?
Yeah.
Because of the pressure that Essendon were putting on in their forward half, which allowed the defenders to reset, so he had to reset as a forward as well.
So Walker, big kick. It's a crucial game for the Adelaide Crows. See the distance to cover. He's working it back left to right and lands a big blow. And the crowd are going to be a factor here. This man might be as big as any in the second half, but they'll need to get the local crowd to full voice and really start to put the pressure on the Bombers.
And then this all stems, Hutto, from a silly free kick. I mean, that's just unnecessary. In slippery conditions, the guy's over the ball, just sweat on him, and here's the result. Really nice lead, you called it, and really nice mark. It's good to get hold of that Sharon early in the quarter before it gets too wet. And he is a lovely finisher. It's a great goal from outside 50 with a slightly wet ball. Different players. I mean, Heppel's very much an outside ball distributor, and I can see what they're trying to do, but Dangerfield is a real inside bull, and he gets inside and then he gets outside and does damage like he did then.
I think you have to recognise as well when an A grader is having an A pluser.
Yeah,
he's in really good form. You just got to put 100% tagger on him.
Well, that's nice working close. Sorry, Rosie. Adelaide up towards the 50 again. It's just not the night for Caledon, but what a great effort. The captain, another inspirational performance. They decided to go with the flow. It gets through the cracks, and Taylor Walker puts it through. They are coming, the Crows.
Well, it's only a matter of when. I guess the question now is how many can they get, Jono, and how good a response can James Hird and the Bombers muster?
Well, this is the tackle here, Jono. Sorry, I mean, we haven't seen this at all, and that's the sign that would worry Hirdy. Obviously, the goal's a massive concern, but that's probably the first time we've seen the Crows boys outnumber the Essendon boys and make a real contest.
First time for the quarter. Essendon's been right across the ground. Great pick up by Taylor Walker for the goal.
Has the worm turned here at Amy Stadium? Amount of time to get rid of it too. And well done, Bernie Vince, as far as the Crows is concerned. This is a terrific performance by the Bombers, though, and a lot of people thought Adelaide might come out and just overrun them in this last term, but they're digging in for the fight, Rosie, so far.
No, it's a great start. They really need to have a couple of quick goals. They've got one on the board and a couple of points.
Nice bit of man-on-man work here, but she just let one out of the loop, and Matty Wright's worked his way and exposed Watson's lack of pace.
They're tired, Jared. They're out in their feet down here, the Bombers. Rotations 140 to 116. That's a 24 gap. You can just see they're looking for petrol tickets, really finding it hard to defend. This could be the greatest win they've had for quite some time if they could find a way to get across the line here, the Bombers.
So Wright has the ball. He goes into the pocket. Essendon got one extra in the air, but they couldn't stop Taylor Walker.
That's a super mark. A super contested mark.
Well, we've seen that so often tonight where Essendon have had an extra defender who hasn't been able to influence the contest. There's only been one big spoil by Hardingham, was the only time that has worked in their favour. Apart from that, they haven't been able to get the ball to ground or over the line.
So Taylor Walker lining up. He's kicked 2 straight from just 7 disposals. Generally a very reliable man. There's the probability from the last decade or so from this area. Ooh, didn't love the kick, but it's found its way through. And once again, it's Adelaide.
Well,
think that's just a learning curve for Carlisle there. You see how easily here, you watch it here, and here just Taylor Walker points one way, comes back the other way. That's good positioning for Carlisle, but he lets him get past him. You watch it here, and he just easy shove off, and Hooker was going for the mark. So
into the wind as well. So
yeah,
the ball
just
drops.
two really poor efforts there by the. Yeah, look, he tried to spoil in the end, but just good finish again by Walker.
What a wonderful finish. The exhausted players out there calling on all their reserves. Thompson to Douglas, handy to half forward. Walker calls for it. The kick comes in low, could go anywhere. On the chest of Taylor Walker. The perfect result for the Adelaide Crows.
It's a perfect result, and it looked the perfect kick, but I'm not sure it was.
No.
They didn't hit it sweet, but
once again, though, it was Walker who read it best.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we'll see that replay again. I don't know whether the key defenders of Essendon just seem to continually lose their forwards.
just stepped around his opponent on that occasion and just popped into the hole behind Jenkins.
3 goals for the night for Taylor Walker. The odds say he'll kick the goal. He's plumb in front to give them a 10-point lead at AAMI Stadium. The Adelaide Crows are looking good.
As so often the case, Joe Watson misses down one end, the ball goes down. And then, look, Jobe's done absolutely everything tonight. You can excuse him for being fatigued, but I'm not sure. Here we go again. Just, you've got to know as a defender, you've got to keep him on the outside. Here it is again. He loses. He's got no idea where the ball is, Gerald. No, look, and I'm a big fan of his as well, but there's a technical error in his game. You cannot continually take your eyes off the football and want to be a good key defender in this competition.
Four goals for Taylor Walker from 5 marks. And the Adelaide Crows lead by 10.
Stoppage setups will be very important. Both sides will be looking to take an advantage in this area of the game, especially Adelaide with Jacobs back into the lineup now and looking to find some good form.
Thompson paddles it back to Sloan. Now Ballantyne comes over the top of Dangerfield. Play on the call. Right. High ball in. Walker's there. Strong hands. Beautiful mark.
See, it's already, if you get the ball deep penetration inside their 50, that they are dangerous in the air. Zach Dawson just lost his body. He does that a lot. I think he ball watches too much instead of having an understanding of where his man is. Once the ball's in the air, you spoil or go for your own mark.
41 goals, 24 for the season for Taylor Walker. Still only 22 years of age. Jenkins missed. Walker doesn't. Crows get there first.
Matthew Wright's been involved in the game, 3 disposals already, and a couple of those have resulted in shots at goal for the Adelaide Crows. You see here he's able to get on to the ball. That's a big tackle on Patrick Dangerfield from Ballantyne, but it's Wright's kick in there. That's the snap to the hot spot, the dangerous spot, and that's the push off. Dawson there, arms wrapped around, but Walker just able to use that strength, that big body to hold his position in front, protect the drop zone of the ball and take a good contested mark.
Get balanced, and then they came hard at the last part of the first quarter. They've done exactly the same here.
Jacobs flipped it out the back. First to it though, Ibbotson for Fremantle. Pavlich. Yeah, he just looked away. Yeah, fended off to Taylor. Good decision.
It was a good decision. Pavlich just looking to release the body, get that metre gap. Good chase, Ballantyne.
Yeah, he's got speed, hasn't he? Wright probably didn't take the right option, but look at the backup from Wright. Now 55 out, threads it up to big Taylor Walker. And Matthew Wright is having a very good afternoon. 16 disposals for him. Now Walker had a shot from the impossible angle. This one, possible.
Jono, when he kicks this ball right, just we might see the lead again. Just where Duffield was as a loose man in defence, he didn't help his teammate, Zach Dawson. No one could have stopped that kick in, I wouldn't think, but he had to be in that front area.
35 metres, the man on the mark, the angle.
56% probability of 48. You'd think that Walker, being a key forward, would take that probability and work with it. Left to right. Taylor's get it. He's got it.
Excellent kick from Taylor Walker. He's now got 2 goals for the game. He's worked quite hard getting Dawson up and down the ground. That's the free kick there against Matty Pavlich. Looking to fend off and create that space. Got Talia high on the chin. And this is the kick here from Wright. And that's where you call it.
There's Duffield.
There he is, trailing in behind. And Wright did very well to keep his feet when pushed from Ballantyne. Great kick.
Walker with his second, and he's always got plenty to say, but he's looking the most dangerous forward on the ground.
A slower start to the quarter from Adelaide. They've jumped out of the blocks in the first and second quarter, and Fremantle have had to fight their way back into it as the quarter has unfolded.
Touched off the boot. Vince, quick hands, reflex give to Thompson. Off a step down, his kick out wide to John Cobb. It's come out after half-time, sparkling. A little chip over the top, and pulled the kick to Jacobs. And he goes in turn to Johnston.
Good work rate by Johnston on that occasion. 3 or 4 leads to gain possession.
John Cobb, Jacobs, Johnston. All the J's getting involved. Here's a W.
Well, great mark to Taylor Walker here, but again I say about Duffield, I said that he didn't fill the spot. Hopefully we're going to see this ball in transit, because what he didn't do, he went to the pocket and he's the loose man in defence, and we can see him in the square there. What he's got to do is just make sure he stays, he's 3 metres in front of Walker. Now Walker jumps on your head, Zach Dawson's got to go with him.
That's right.
And that's not what's happening at the moment to fill that spot.
Should be a soda for Walker for his 3rd of the afternoon, and it'll put the Crows out to a lead of 11 points. Taylor's got 3.
Well, the pressure goes back onto the Fremantle Footy Club to respond. Again, Adelaide with the first goal in the second half, and Taylor Walker with number 3. And this is what you're talking about here, Shorey.
Look at Duffield there.
Just at the front, trying to block up space for the lead. But it was too easy for Walker to get away from Dawson and take a relatively uncontested. Mark Douglas did a fantastic job on getting back to put body pressure on Dawson to block his run, and Walker capitalises.
Just chipping it over to Smith. And importantly for Adelaide, they're just winding the clock down.
Then you throw this rock in between them.
There he is, Big Ben. Draws the player over to Shaw. Out wider. He's got Talia, so they're all getting involved for us. They're doing the right thing. If he kicks it to Riley, we'll go home. No, it's Van Berlo. We weren't required there for a second. Adelaide in control. Well, Riley on cue. Up to Walker.
Oh, you couldn't do that any better, Matty.
No, that's just beautiful.
I reckon they've got earpieces in down there just to set up.
Yeah. Well, today they've only had 5 players with less than 10 disposals, where Fremantle have had 7 players.
It's that lower
It is. That makes the difference.
group, isn't it? And this man's coming in for his 4th goal. He kicked 4 goals in the last half last week. All from marks here. So that key forward, again, has been a massive difference in this game.
From the reverse angle, Walker for his 4th. Oh, that is sweet.
It was a beautiful kick.
Beautiful kick.
Well, he is a great kick. 4 goals, as you said, Shorey, in the second half last week. 4 today. But with Kurt Timmett yet to sign.
That's where the Rangers gonna be.